Hello! Welcome to another episode of Adventuring with Jaren. On today's episode, we're going camping. I got Bodhi here with me, and we're going camping out at Topaz Mountain. The goal of this adventure is to find some red beryl. I think we'll find plenty of champagne-colored topaz, but I'm really hoping to get into the red beryl. I've got a couple of spots pinned on the map that we're going to be checking out, so hopefully we'll find something good, and I'll be bringing you guys along for the ride. If you have liked and subscribed, thank you. We're getting really close to 100 subscribers, so hopefully we find some really good topaz on this adventure that I could give away. We've made it about halfway up the mountain to one of the pins here. It is a beautiful day. It's a lot warmer at this time of year than it usually is. It's in the 80s and we're midway through March, so it's a little warmer than usual. But tomorrow morning it'll be nice to get a good head start up the mountain. It's supposed to be in the 60s in the morning. We just got a little bit further to go up around this rock. We had to stop and take a water break. Bodhi needed some water. It's a beautiful day on Topaz Mountain. Our camp is just down there. And the pins I have are just on this side of the mountain. It gets really steep up here. Got to be careful. Bodhi gets locked out sometimes and I have to go pick him up and carry him up a little embankment or help him down here and there. But overall he does great and he loves being out here. Let's go get him, Bodhi. Let's go get this topaz and hopefully some red beryl. We're up here on the level, about the height approximately where we start getting into the topaz, and I'll show you where we find them. We're just around the corner from the pin. I got my flashlight out here and I'm seeing some loose vugs in the wall. Me and Bodhi are both tired from walking up here, and this is what I'm looking for on the side of the mountain here. Loose little vugs like this. You can see the calcium's fresh on it, but very loose, breaks off very easy, flaky. And I'm just gonna take a second to dig in this vug. There's another one right here. Looks like a bird or maybe a mouse has found a home in there. So I might not disturb that hole, but this one doesn't have a nest, so I'm gonna maybe poke around in there, see what we can find. All right, I widened it out so I could get a better look up there, so I kind of dug around and made the edges of the hole wider. There's nothing up there. It's just an empty vug. But those are the kinds of holes you want to check out while you're up here. You can find them just packed with topaz growing in the ceilings of them, and even in overhangs like this you'll find loose spots where you can dig around in the vugs and find crystals, believe it or not. It is very steep up here though. Another reason I need to buy new hiking boots. I wore these really flat, not even shoes, not even tennis shoes, and they're just flat, and I slide everywhere on this mountain with these, so I definitely got to get another pair of boots. These hills are just steep up here, but we're gonna go right around the corner here and make it to the pin, and I'll show you guys what we can find over there. So I took the wrong way on the way up, but I did find something pretty promising right here in the wall. I found a couple of smaller topaz crystals underneath that are clear because they've sat in the sun. And then I found this really cool little pocket right here. I'll show you. Let me get the tweezers. Got these metal tweezers here. They're kind of all bent. This is pretty much hollow and it'll break. And right behind it's a vug. Want to be careful. Oh wow, yep, there's a topaz behind here. I don't know if you can see that on this camera, but right there in the center is a topaz. Right here. And that was just right behind the wall. So we're up here on the level where the topaz is. It is everywhere once you start getting into it. It's just pretty hard to find a really clear topaz. A lot of it has matrix in it. So it's hard to find the good chunk of gem quality topaz. But maybe that's all that was in there. Well, we got to keep going so I can get to the pin, but I just wanted to stop and show you what we're looking for. Some of these holes got some bugs in them, so if you don't like bugs, just be careful. Maybe wear some gloves. I always have gloves with me. I have gloves with me right now. There's a nice piece of topaz that was sitting on the bottom. And that's got that champagne color to it. So that's what you're kind of looking for. Oh wow, there's more in the roof of it right here. So we're getting in it now. I might dig this vug out. I'm vugging out. We stopped in a really good place right here. Looks like this whole wall right here is just hollow. And right behind it's a bunch of crystals. This is crazy because this is just falling apart and they're just falling out everywhere. Really nice champagne color. Just coming right out. Look at that, just a little glob. Just a little glob of them. So that's what we're after, and we found it. We only have about an hour and a half to really dig around right here, so I probably won't make it to the other pin. I'll probably instead pin this spot right here on the matrix right here. There's some decent sized ones that are really clear without the matrix all the way up them. So those ones are pretty nice. There's some pretty nice ones, I would say. This one fell on the ground. Get that one on macro. Oh, come on, macro. So we're gonna stay right here probably for the remainder of the hour and a half before we have to get off the mountain before dark. I'm not trying to climb down this mountain in the dark, especially with Bodhi. I don't want to put him through that. And we're parked all the way down there. So it'll take us about 30 minutes to get down from here at least. So we got to get to it and see what we can pull out of this wall. Pretty stoked. I'd say like 50-50 chance there's usually spiders webs in where the topaz crystals are. But if you can see that baby, that's a good one. It's pretty decent. Sorry for the horrible footage. All right. I'd say that's a pretty good sized crystal right there. Yup. Yuppers. We're getting in it now. Yeah, this whole wall just seems to be like hollow, and right behind it is just packed full of crystals. And I only found out because I saw a crystal on the ground. And so I looked up and I saw just a tiny little hole right there. So I hollowed it out. Look at that. Look at that cluster. It looks like it's gonna have a twinner on it, maybe even more. Oh my word. So yeah, let me get the flashlight on that. So we're gonna pull that out and see what else comes out of this. Pretty sweet. All right, the sun is now setting. So me and Bodhi, we got to make like a banana and split. We got to get back down to camp. We started getting into it though, and then tomorrow we're gonna go on to a spot over there, just around the ridge, where I've gotten into it before, and I think we'll get into it tomorrow and hopefully get into the red barrel. So that's the hope. We got a long ways down to get off this steep mountain, so me and Bodhi got to hop to it. It is the next morning. Me and Bodhi are just packing up and we're about to go back up the mountain. We're gonna go over towards the top of that ridge to the left a little bit today. Yesterday we were kind of up right there. It gets really steep up there. I think it's a little bit easier to get over there though. So we're gonna pack up lunch. I'm gonna make a couple of sandwiches, pack an extra piece of ham for Bodhi, and make sure I have plenty of water for him and me. And then we're gonna go up the mountain. I think we're about halfway there. It's pretty steep through here. You can see the wall of vugs right in front of us. Just a bunch of little holes in that entire wall. Bodhi, when we parked at the bottom of the mountain, he actually ended up back at camp. I'm a little nervous about leaving him down there, but he's got food and water down there. I can kind of see him from at least right here. I don't know if I'll be able to see him when I get higher, but I guess he wanted to hang out at camp. He wasn't up for it. So I'll try to keep an eye on the camp from up here. He's never, that's weird because he's never backed out of an adventure. So that's the first time that he's stayed back for an adventure. Here it is, Topaz Mountain. That's the top of the mountain on this side, on the east side of the caldera. It's pretty cool. If you drive back around to the back side of the Thomas Range, there's a road that you can take into the bowl, and it's a huge caldera. The cathedral, I think they call it, or something like that. I've camped back there. It's pretty cool. I've only found a little bit of champagne color back on the mountain. It's kind of further to the top of the mountain depending on where you get back into to camp. The road gets really rough. So if you could take a side-by-side packed in there to camp, you could probably get into a really good spot. What do you guys think? Do you guys think something lives in here? I didn't bring a shovel up here today, but I do have this spot pinned. Literally just a flow vent, a pretty big one too. All it would take is like 2 to 3 people, a couple of shovels, and a sifter to get in there. It goes as far back as a flashlight will shine. You can see Topaz just right here in the entrance on top of the ground. I've took some scoops out of the front right here last time I came out and found some clusters. They were kind of dirty and clear, so they'd already seen some sunlight at some point and it washed out the champagne color. But yeah, oh, let me get you in there. This cave goes all the way back there. I wonder if there's a critter back there. Never know. But I do want to come out with a few people and get this dug out and really see what's in there. I mean, there's Topaz right here just sticking out of the dirt. Oh my heck. There's spider webs right here guarding the entrance. Be crazy if a badger or something came out and just got me. So yeah, this is full of topaz right in here, and probably red beryl. You can see there's pockets along the walls. You can see how flaky it is. So it's literally just a void. It's a flow vent, and this is exactly where the topaz and the red beryl grows, is in pockets like this. This is like a vug. This is like one of those small vugs on steroids, like on some serious roids. And I'm scared to crawl in there because, not only because of critters, I mean, I can kind of see in there and I don't see any like footprints here in the entrance. However, if there's a flow vent or another tube, lava tube that goes down and it just has some material, loose material on top, I don't want to fall through. It's kind of sketchy. I doubt there is, but I mean, there's some points that it drops down. I brought a shovel with me specifically for this location, but I got thinking about it and it would kind of, I mean, I should have brought the shovel up here, honestly. I'm right here. I kind of want to get over to this other spot though, but I do want to come back and spend some time right here in this cave. And I even want to crawl. I want to get in there, but I want to wait till I come back with a few people and the right equipment to get this dug out. I mean, and depending on what's in there, this might be worth claiming. It's about a 20-30 minute walk up the hill. Really hard to get to, but depending on what's in there, it might be worth claiming. And just look at that, how solid this face is right here, and then it just opens right up into this cave. And from the rocks that have fallen off of the face, there are some crystals out here on the ground also, and on the back of these rocks that have fallen. Well, we're gonna get going on over just around the corner, and my pin I have is up there on the kind of by the top, so we're gonna try getting to it, spend a few hours over there, have some lunch, and then head back. And we'll see what the Bodhi boy's doing when we get back. He'll probably be crying for me. He'll be happy to see me. All right, so I've been digging in here actually. Because this side of the wall is pretty loose, but I haven't seen anything fall out of it yet. But we're looking for some crystals. Haven't found any. No champagne yet, just clear ones. So probably won't spend too much more time right here. Don't really have a shovel to really start moving dirt, so it'd be a waste of time to just start right now. Should probably just get moving to the other location. We made it to the pin, so this is where we'll be for, well, on the mountain for the remainder of the day. So this is a really good spot where I've pulled out some decent sized champagne topaz. The last time I came out here, I took a rock off the face of the wall right here. You can kind of see the square missing. That rock came back and found my foot. There were crystals behind it, on it, and that's the rock right there that hit my foot. I limped off the mountain that day and I went and got x-rays on it. Sprained it really bad. So I just broke this part of the wall down from right here, and right behind that piece of the wall there is some topaz, some beautiful pieces, really beautiful, all right here in the wall. So there's a small pocket right here. That rock, when it came down, it landed right on my ankle. I think I sprained or fractured my ankle. It feels like, yeah, I just brought this whole 300-pound piece of stone down on my ankle. We're gonna see what we can find here at this location. There's a lot of vugs here, loose dirt in the wall, just all really loose, easy to work through. Hopefully we pull out some red beryl today. That would be really sweet. Already finding some crystals. So let's get to it. See what we can find. I am finding some things. Started finding some champagne colored crystals right here in this hole I've been working. I forgot my head cam again, so I am using my shoulder strap. All right, so I've moved a little bit more of the dirt here. I have found a lot of champagne topaz here. This is what I found. There's some pretty decent ones. I'll get them cleaned up, and of course when I get home I'll do a overview of what we found with my phone, so it's a little more close up. We're gonna stop and take a break. We're gonna have some lunch. So this is what I got for lunch, and what a better place to have lunch than right here. Such a beautiful view from up here. I can hear Bodhi howling at me. He tries to howl. Pugs can't howl very well though, but he does. He's down there howling. So he's probably wanting me to go back down there, but I'm gonna have some lunch and then I'm gonna dig around for probably another hour or two, and then I'll head back down to camp. We just finished up lunch. I'm digging again. Been at it for about 10 minutes. We're getting a bunch of champagne crystals out of here. I got myself a new pile, an after lunch pile. It's looking pretty good so far. There's some champagne colors, kind of dirty. Pretty small. Not getting anything too large out of here. So we're about to leave this spot. So this is the rhyolite matrix, and you can see some of the crystals growing off of it, and you can see how sparkly and shimmery that is. Very shimmery, and that's where they grow. So I'm just gonna break these real quick. All those that came out of this hole, all the larger stones. We're at the other spot I wanted to check out. It was down lower. It's on the way down to camp. There's all these bugs that are unpicked. They've not been picked over, and I even see a crystal already in one of them. So I'm gonna try to pull that crystal out and show you guys. These tweezers aren't the best, they're kind of broken. Hope I didn't get it. What's up, guy? You're a big fella. Look at you. You're healthy. You're beautiful. You're a beautiful lizard. Bye, fella. Have a nice day. Have a nice rest of your sunbathing. I wish I had a bug for you, but I don't. I made it back to camp unharmed, except for I did smash my thumb. Could have been worse though. I could have hit it with an axe instead of the sledgehammer. When I get home and get these cleaned up, I'll use my phone to do some close-ups. But there's a lot of champagne color, as you can see. And then my most favorite piece that I found, unfortunately it doesn't have any red barrel on it, is this little cluster. It's got nice 3 points in it, and 2 of them are double terminated, a point on each side. It is missing a couple of points, but that is really cool. I think that is that'll be my topaz specimen for the Thomas range right here. So I'll put that on a nice little stand and put that one in my collection. I wish there would have been a red barrel on this one. I still did not find any red barrel. If you guys know of any red barrel, please drop some hints to me, or maybe give me a location. I would much appreciate it, as I have pointed out a couple of locations for you, although they are very hard to reach. Bodhi, as I said, sat this one out. This is his first hike that he sat out, but I don't blame him. It's really hot today and it's getting really buggy, so we are gonna pack it up for sure. We're gonna head on home. It's about 4 in the afternoon, so we have about a 4.5–5 hour drive. I gotta make a couple of stops on the way home, so we gotta go on and get on out of here and head on home. We made it home last night pretty late. Had to make a couple of stops on the way home. It's the next morning. We got the crystals laid out, some of the best ones separated from the rest that we found. Still some very nice champagne colored in there. I'll show you guys, most of the ones that you'll find are going to be dirty. They might have a little champagne in them, but it's finding these champagne ones that are super clear. Those are the ones you really are after and want to keep. This little cluster is still one of my favorites. You can see a nice double terminated one going through right there, and a smaller one right there with a couple of other points on it on the matrix. Very nice. A pretty nice specimen, along with some other points. And then right here, this is all from trip number 3 with my dad. We found a spot up on the mountain. I tried making it there. We couldn't quite get there. And that's where this one came from. I would really like to get back to that spot and spend some time there. See if there's any more bigger topaz crystals like that one there. So it'd be cool to get back out there and get to that spot again. And then trip number 1 is where I found a lot of the best stuff that I found out there. Well, at least in my opinion, because I found some really clean clusters. So this is all trip 1. Very beautiful, full of that champagne color. And just super clear, some of these. You can see how clear they are. And then a lot of other clusters, a little bit dirtier. So you can get out there, you can find some really neat stuff. You really just have to get up on the mountain, or break a ton of rock. You gotta have the right tools to break the rock. It's a really fun time and you can find some really neat stuff. If you watched this video and you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. I'm trying to get 100 subscribers and I'm gonna start giving away crystals to commenters. So please subscribe, start commenting on my videos. And once I hit 100, you could win a crystal. You might even get one that you saw here today. And as always, thanks for adventuring with Jaren. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Alright, so we've been up here probably an hour. We're about to head down. We're getting into some champagne colored crystals. My dad found 2 really nice clusters in his hole over here. When we first came up here, I thought these holes had been dug out like this. And after we got looking, it looks like it's never been touched up here. So this looks like it's just been natural erosion over the years. Yeah. You can find crystals on the surface just in these vugs that I've pulled out, like right here. There's a small crystal in that vug and they're just exposed. Here's a few more. My dad just, oh, these are the clusters he found. So they're pretty good size. That one right there, especially the clarity on them is just gem quality. And these ones look like they'll clean up even better. A lot of the times they won't clean up too well because the matrix is kind of stuck in them. Oh, I'm about to go down the mountain. Yeah, it's really steep out here. But we're about to hike down, call it a day. We got out here a little late, but we still made it up here. And we found a really good spot to come up to tomorrow. I think we'll be right here all day tomorrow. I think we found our spot to hang out in tomorrow. Ain't that right, Bodhi? Bodhi even did some digging himself.